up, guys? Welcome back to No More Saves. We just came back from viewing the sequel to this year's summer blockbuster hit, Harry Potter. And
Shut up.
Fucking Harry Potter. Yeah, Goob's not a fan of the movies, but you'll get my reference when you actually see the movie itself. But the actual movie we saw was, let me get this straight, The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Not monkeys, which I always get screwed up. It's apes. Thank you. Product of the public school system. So I really liked the film. It blew me away. I had really low expectations for it based on the trailer that I've seen, including with one of my buddies. His name shall go unnamed.
I was of the same opinion when I saw the trailer. I really thought it was.
When I saw the
trailer, I really thought it was gonna be. Why don't everyone just blow the fucking shit out of all the monkeys? I mean,
right? Why don't you just shoot them?
Yeah, just. I mean, they even had a mounted machine gun in the movie, and they just missed everything.
Yeah, it's okay.
Our drug allows the brain to repair itself. We call it a cure. We're ready to move on to the next phase.
Well, I like the movie. The beginning was a little bit long, but that's only because you assumed that by the end there would be a big takeover scene or something like that with the apes. And again, like Yakub said, you were going to this movie thinking of two movies. The original with Charlton Heston and the one with Mark Wahlberg.
You did it, goddamn you! You did it! You blew it up! Yeah. Sorry.
So, the Mark Wahlberg version, we pretended never existed. And in this movie, they pretended it never existed.
We will forget Max Payne.
Yeah.
It never existed. We will forget Four Brothers. We'll forget Shooter and just about every other Mark Wahlberg movie.
I liked Four Brothers, but all the other movies.
So going back to this one, the beginning felt a little long, but in the end, you kind of felt satisfied with the way that the beginning was because you felt a connection with the main character and how he grew up. So what do you think, Yakub?
I was kind of a different opinion. You think the beginning was kind of long. I kind of liked the beginning because you really did get a connection, like you were saying, with Caesar's the main ape. Yeah. And you also get a connection. You understand why James Franco's so adamant about making the serum. Stop playing with the damn monkey.
It's not a monkey. It's called an ape. Get it right, Yakub.
Go on with your point.
Yes, it's Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
So the beginning of the movie, in my opinion, was nicely done. I really liked it. So.
Yeah, I agree. I can see both of these guys playing both Rogers and Coobs. In the beginning, it kind of humanizes the character. Actually, by the way, this movie's main character is not actually a human being. It's actually the ape itself. His name is Caesar. Oh, so yeah. In the beginning, they set it up to where like you get to see him coming from as a little baby growing up with James Franco, not getting stoned, surprisingly, all the time. So that was really nice.
This is an important part because James Franco in this movie is kind of like a side character. He isn't the Pineapple Express James Franco that we're always thinking of seeing.
Yeah, and Andy Serkis, he's the actor who did Gollum in Lord of the Rings, and he also does the motion capture for Caesar in this movie, which is fantastic because they took it a step even above what they did for Lord of the Rings, where you can even see more of the facial expressions, and it looks so much better now because the technology has evolved.
Yeah,
it's. You can, I guess you can still kind of say that it's CG, but it's so well done that if you just casually glanced at it, you may not pick up on it. That's how well it's made.
You get lost in the CG.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's not like you see green screen.
Yeah, it's not like that's
clearly fake.
Yeah, it's you won't get that sensation at all. So Andy Serkis did a great job with the motion capture. And in the beginning, like Roger was saying, it could be a little long, but it really sets up, like as Scoob mentioned, the emotional attachment you get to Caesar. So in the end, when the apes were going around going crazy, people in the theater were cheering, like, yeah, the bad guy got beaten down. Their faces didn't get ripped off, which would happen in real life, but yeah, people were excited and cheering for the apes because they grew attached to them.
Yeah. By the end of the movie, you will be cheering for the apes, like you're over here saying.
Because all the cops are inept, as in every movie.
Yeah. Cops are so stupid. It's a giant gorilla picks something up and throws it at a cop car like 50 feet away, and what's the cop doing? press on the gas,
Yeah.
just keep going straight at it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. It's like the fight or flight thing. They just didn't do either. Just kept going.
Yeah.
They were just
The
frightened.
typical inept guard move. Yeah. Well, what'd you say? You saw the James Bond film?
Oh yeah,
where-
in A View to a Kill, it's my favorite cop scenario. Is James Bond is running away in a fire truck, and all the cop cars are just chasing after him, crashing into one of each other because they're all a bunch of idiots. And then James Bond goes over a bridge, and they're pulling the bridge up, and the cop cars decide to go up a straight up bridge like a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
So it just,
Of course.
like in all these movies, you get that sense that the cops are dumber than what they're supposed to be, and of course they're all holding donuts.
It's like, yeah. Anyway.
In this movie, you have to assume that at some point the apes are going to attack the humans and somehow disarm their weapons or technology or whatever the case is, because they have to eventually take over the world. Now, they don't do it to the extent where they go all out and then they get so smart that they start using supercomputers and like nuke things or whatever you could think of.
This isn't Terminator, okay?
Yeah, I know, right? Whatever you could think of to make it plausible in your mind that an ape with a lot of other apes could go get together and then take over the world. But they do have a scene where they kind of like disarm the guards and or they disarm guards and they defeat the police with their guns and all that stuff. But you don't get the feeling that if the military attacked, it would be the same thing. So them defeating the guards, okay, fine, we can like kind of take that. Them defeating the police once, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the guard is a Harry Potter alumni. He actually has a wand, and he does one of the spells on the on one of the apes.
Electrified.
The Patronum. Yes, something, and it doesn't work. So yeah,
He also had a lackey. He had like
Yeah.
Crab with him
Yeah.
that he just pushed around and beat up and bust.
yeah,
It was just, it was like
Yeah.
he was playing Draco Malfoy in a prison cell.
right. I mean, I had bad experiences with these like Danger to Man ape movies before. Like Raj mentioned, the Mark Wahlberg movie, which was terrible, and then the one before that was a movie in the '90s, early '90s called Congo. It was like a Michael Crichton novel that adapted into a movie. That was bad. That was pretty bad. If you didn't see it, it's a fortunate thing you didn't. Save yourself from
very
misery.
fortunate.
Yeah, Coop hasn't seen it, so that's good for him. But yeah, so it's kind of like a series of letdown expectations. So I didn't really have high expectations for this movie, but it turned out to be really good. As Rod was saying, we expected, because if you ever pay attention to the franchise, you kind of know what happens later on, like when the apes, spoiler alert, take over. But the film, I would suggest you guys stick around when the credits start to roll. Just stick around for several more minutes. You'll kind of get a sense of where they're going with the film, and it kind of explains how they take over. And also, the chances are they're probably going to do a sequel, which most likely they'll do. Yeah.
So the plot kind of leaves it open that it's not just the apes taking over, there's something else there that also befalls man that helps the apes out. So it's not just like one-sided, and then you're kind of going there like there's no possible way this is going to happen. But it'll happen.
Yeah, the guy
eventually.
from Third Rock from the Sun.
John Lithgow.
Lithgow, which I always, either from that show or the guy, the evil guy from Cliffhanger, he's in here.
Or Footloose. You cannot dance!
He does a pretty good job in this film, acting as James Franco's dad. And then you also have this really nice specimen in the film from Slumdog Millionaire. What's her name?
Frida Pinto.
Yeah, so...
Which is another thing. They could have made the relationship between her and James Franco a lot more serious, or they could have explained it more or focused on it more. But they didn't, again, because they wanted to make the main characters the apes. And so I think that was like done really good.
It was
Good
kind of
decision.
like the passing of the baton, kind of. That's how the movie, you got that general sense from the movie. Like, Caesar was really the main character, it wasn't James Franco. And James Franco did raise Caesar, so Caesar he's like half human, half ape. He has, like, best line in the movie, no!
Yes.
Right? There's the
I'll tell you something else that I thought was really hilarious in the movie. Caesar gave commands that were like so simple, and he would literally do like, yeah, he did that one, and then he would just like point at things like out of nowhere at certain points, and then the apes just like knew what to do. There was a part where like one ape came out and he just like touched him on the chin, like that was really awkward and strange, and then he just like knew what to do. He's like, yes, I will go take over that building. It's like, what?
Yes, there's
There's
really a scene in which they have a gathering of the ape families, and Caesar is the godfather, and then they come one by one to pay their respects, and so like Roger was touching them on the chin. What have I done to all you? In the beginning, it kind of sets up the emotional aspect of it. Have a third of the way in, it becomes Escape from Alcatraz, like these Shawshank Redemption, The Rock with John Connor and Nicolas Cage. So you see them in the prison yard working out. You see the bitch of the apes, like doing. Yeah,
Did you guys think it was like kind of funny how James Franco was with the apes the entire time,
right?
But Frito Pinto had to be the one who told him
who understood
this
everything.
Meant.
Yeah.
It was like the one thing he's like, oh.
He was
that's
teaching.
What it is?
He was teaching Caesar sign language, and he didn't know what this.
Yeah,
meant.
he didn't know the basic thing, but you will find that out. It's like a minor thing, but we thought it was funny.
But we love Charlton Heston, so we had to pay homage to the original film. So if you guys couldn't tell already, we kind of like this film better than the other films we've seen this summer.
So we are going to give it ratings based on Damn Dirty Apes.
Yeah. Okay. Damn Dirty Apes. Not you did it, God, you blew it up. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do Damn Dirty Apes. I kind of enjoyed it again. I went into it with low expectations, but it blew me out of the water. There is the return of the bitch slap. It's also in this movie. I'm telling you, it's like a pandemic this year in all the movies. So therefore, I will give it 4 out of 5 damn dirty apes. Yes.
I'm gonna give it 3.5. There was a huge thing that I wanted to happen in the end as to a better explanation. They kind of just thrust the reason that the man gets destroyed or whatever it is at the end.
Not as bad as Skyline.
Yeah, it's not as bad as
Can we
Skyline.
not talk about
but
that movie?
still,
You mentioning it is bad.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, something kind of terrible happens. But just because of that, it doesn't get a full 4 or a 4.5 to 5 for me. But CGI was really good. Character development was really good. They made the ape the main character. They developed the plot well. There's a problem in movies now. What happens is there's just things that keep happening. It's not like scenes develop. But this movie brought it back to the old school. Scenes were developed really well. Yep. So 3.5.
I might give it a 4 out of 5 damn dirty apes, because like Hero said over here, damn dirty apes. Because like Hero said over here, I walked in with really low expectations. I really thought that the apes were just feelings. I really couldn't get past the whole how come the cops can't just shoot the apes in the face until I saw how they built up the character development, and then how the apes really just outsmarted everyone. Yeah, it's what's this film, like a PG-13 film? I think so.
So yeah, so it's definitely family friendly. There's no like gratuitous gore or violence in there. So it's pretty good. We really liked it. I think you will enjoy it. Money well spent. I think it's a great way to start wrapping up the summer blockbuster season. It's a better movie than the other ones we saw this year. So, guys, have anything else to add?
No.
It's pretty good.
All right. Well, no. Yes. No. There's a scene in the film where it's like, what the hell? Yeah, it's like
best scene in the movie.
Yeah, WTF moment. But it is a great scene. Don't forget to subscribe to us. Please do that. It'll help us out a lot. We appreciate it. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just www.twitter.com/NoMoreSaves.